I guarantee that you've heard the terms self-care and resilience, but do you understand what they really mean? If you watch this video to the end, you will learn about an effective online training course that you or your team at work can take advantage of to support everyone's self-care and resilience. My name is Mike Veny. I'm a certified corporate wellness specialist, and my company, Mike Veny Inc., delivers online training courses and mental health in the workplace training. Now, I know that you know that mental health is important. I mean, it's one of the most popular topics in the world right now, and I'm really grateful that we're in a time period where people are talking about it more and more. People who never talked about it in the past. It's really pretty amazing to see. But at the same time, you might also be struggling with your mental health, or maybe you know someone who's struggling, or even if you don't identify with the term mental health, you definitely identify with stress. And I have been struggling with mental health challenges, mental illness, however you want to look at it, my entire life. It's many things, in many ways, it's the thing that I know the most about my life, you know. Some days have been a real uphill battle. At its worst, my depression, got major depressive disorder, anxiety, and obsessive compulsive disorder have been paralyzing and destructive to the point of I had to be hospitalized in a mental hospital for an extended period, multiple times. And at its best, it's manageable. It's manageable. And I've been dealing with it my whole life. I mean, starting since I was in fourth grade with behavior problems and attempted to die by suicide at age 10. And that was like the first one. So I know what it's like to really struggle. I mean, it's not making anyone's struggle less or more than mine, but I know what it means to have mental health challenges to the point where you can't function. And there's a point when it gets to mental illness, and this is a popular topic amongst people. I don't know where we draw the line actually, because some people say one thing and other people say other things. But at the end of the day, serious mental illness is when someone is struggling with mental health, emotional health, behavioral health, and it's debilitating to the point where they cannot function in society. It's basically that debilitating. So I've been struggling my entire life, but now I can manage it. And what does that mean to manage it? It means that for the most part, it's stable. But there are times where it becomes unstable. However, I'm able to bounce back pretty quickly. So if I start spiraling into a depression, I'm going to come out of it much quicker than when I was younger. And a lot of it's because of the self-care that we're going to be talking about here. And one of the things that I talk about a lot in presentations and on video is a time I went to Starbucks, because I love me some Starbucks. If you want to be my friend, blonde roast, venti, just saying. And I was in Starbucks, and there's this moment in Starbucks when you get your coffee from the barista and it's got the little green stopper in it. I am so going to want to stop this video and just leave and go get Starbucks. But there's this great moment when you get your coffee and you can start your day or start your trip or whatever it is that you're doing. It's just this nice moment, a ritual. And I was in New York City. I was on my way to a presentation for a Fortune 500 company. Super excited. Had about an hour between, when I was at Starbucks and when the presentation started. But I decided to do an experiment that day and wear all white. Yeah, you know where this is going. So I get my coffee and walking out the door, someone comes flying through the door, hits me, and my coffee spills everywhere. Now, Starbucks was really cool. The barista got me a fresh coffee. They gave me the little brown napkins to wipe myself down. But you know what? I was angry. And I had to get it together because I have to go make a mental health presentation on self-care and sound positive and all this stuff. So I was walking to the presentation angry. And also I wasn't able to focus. And I remembered a story that my coach taught me years ago, that when coffee spills out of a cup, the reason it spills is because coffee was in the cup. So had orange juice been in my cup, orange juice would have spilled everywhere. Had water or milk been in the cup, water would have spilled everywhere or milk. Basically, what is in your cup is what spills out when you get hit. And that hit me really, really hard. And it was a reminder that I need to pay attention to what I'm putting in my cup. And it took a long time for me to learn how to manage my mental health and fill my cup, so to speak. A lot of research, trial and error, breakdowns, trips to the mental hospital, regular weekly therapy sessions. But learning about self-care and resilience while incorporating new habits into my life was a game changer. Game changer. And again, if you watch this video to the end, you will learn about an effective online training course that you or your team at work can take advantage of to support everyone's self-care and resilience. Self-care, by definition, is what you do to take care of your health when you're not in the presence of a medical professional. Now, if you watch YouTube and look at self-care videos, there's a lot of stuff about, massages and luxury and pampering, and that can be a part of self-care, but it's what you do to take care of your health. So if you brushed your teeth this morning, that's a form of self-care. If you didn't brush your teeth this morning, you do you. But either way, it's what you do for your health when you're not in the presence of a medical professional. Resilience is the capacity to deal with and bounce back from life's challenges. And there are 3 types of self-care that you can start doing for resilience. One is daily living, another is coping, and another is healing. Let me break down each. Daily living self-care is very easy. And I like to compare everything to managing a house. Sweeping, something you should do every day, right? Or doing dishes. That is self-care for the house. But in terms of my own daily self-care, meditation is an example. Taking my mental health medication. Making sure that I check in with my feelings. Making sure that I stay hydrated is really, really important. So these are simple daily things that I do for self-care each day. Then there is coping, self-care for coping. And that's, you think about it like this, like preparing so you have assurance and protection. So go back to the house example. In my home, I've got a generator in case the power goes out. So I don't use it every day, but I know how to use it just in case the power goes out. And I've taken some time to think through that. Also, I know that if it starts snowing, there's gutter heaters on the roof, and it's important to plug those in because that will help me cope with the snow situation. Now, when it comes to personal examples of my own self-care for coping, this is interesting because you can't prepare for everything in life. But one of the ways that I practice self-care moving forward is practicing saying no, actually. Practicing saying no. So I think about scenarios where I need to say no to people, which is a lot of them, and I actually rehearse that beforehand. So this way, when I'm in the moment, I can do that. Another one is dealing with toxic people. So like you, I've got toxic people in my life. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Let me go back. Toxic relationships, because I don't believe you can judge someone as toxic. I mean, I might think someone's toxic and someone else might think they're an angel. And same with me. For some of you, I might be super positive and a great person. Others, I might be toxic. So I think it's a relationship thing. It's about a toxic relationship. So for example, I have a relationship in my life that is toxic, and I know I'm going to bump into this person every so often. It's just going to happen no matter how many boundaries I put up. This person, I believe, is manipulative. And so what I do is I have some scripts in my phone to look at when I know I'm going to bump into them that I rehearse so I can quickly get out of the conversation and stop any potential manipulation on their part. So that's an example of self-care for coping. And then there's self-care for healing. Now, going back to my house analogy here, water damage or flooding. If that happens to the house, I mean, you can't really prepare for that. You just have to deal with it in the moment. And for me, I've been through some trauma that I don't even talk about. And years ago, I went through several traumatic experiences, and I didn't know what I needed to do to heal. But fortunately, I found myself connecting with the right type of therapist to help me through the anger and the grief. But the better you are with daily self-care for daily living and coping, the more quickly you'll get through healing when you experience trauma. So please comment below and let me know what questions you have about self-care and or resilience. And as I said before, my company produces online training courses and mental health in the workplace training, and you can start your journey towards better self-care and improved resilience by taking my course on self-care on opensesame.com. You can purchase it for yourself or buy seats for everyone in your organization. Again, that course is a self-care course on opensesame.com. You can get an individual seat, or you can buy seats for your entire organization, and you can enroll now by clicking the link in the description. So thank you so much for, I said thank you. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video.